To be honest, DJ Paul is one of the busiest beats hip-hop has ever seen. Not only did he have an extensive and fairly successful career with 3 6 Mafia, he also did well on his own. The man has appeared in several films and television shows and has an extensive entrepreneurial portfolio, including everything from cooking spices to real estate. Today we're going to be talking about his personal life and endeavors to see where exactly he went after the Mafia died out. Let's begin. What up guys, Ali here and welcome to Ali Talks Music. Add me on Instagram at Ali Talks Music as well. And don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell. Now let's get into the video. DJ Paul was born around 1977 in Memphis, Tennessee. He was born with a condition called Erb's palsy, a condition that resulted in one of his arms being smaller than the other. Later in life, he nicknamed it as his baby arm. He came from a huge family and had approximately 10 or 11 siblings. Possibly more. Even DJ Paul himself doesn't know how many siblings he has. DJ Paul claimed to be the baby of the group, and the person he was most closest to in age was his nephew, Ricky aka Lord Infamous. Ricky was technically his nephew, although he was 2 years older than Paul, but they were raised closely and referred to each other as brothers. DJ Paul first became involved in hip-hop around 1998 at the age of 11 when he would DJ at a Memphis club. The following year, he teamed up with Lord Infamous to create a rap duo called Serial Killers, in which he produced and wrote the hooks for the songs while Infamous rapped.
Hi, somebody said they want to see portrait of a serial killer. Step into my office.
Initially, he had no interest in rapping. In fact, he hated it and preferred to spend most of his time making beats. So me and him would get all the ideas together. We thought we was NWA. We just had bandanas wrapped around our heads and this and that. We get all the ideas together. I'd be like, on this part of the hook I'm going to bring this record, or I'm going to scratch this. They recorded several tapes together and released them in their neighborhood, school and local shops starting around 1992. One of his brothers, the smart one as DJ Paul referred to him as in interviews, had good credit and allowed Paul to purchase studio equipment in his name, and from there the Serial Killers began to record and sell their tapes. They began to create original songs and featured local artists on their tapes, selling them in high school and receiving even more free promotion from other artists. DJ Paul began to record and rap in a series of mixtapes simply titled Volume, which ran from 1 to 16. During this period, he began to rise in prominence in the south side of Memphis for his DJ and production skills. He even met a North Memphis producer named Juicy J, who would go on to be Paul's closest collaborator as the years went on, and who also worked extensively on the Volume mixtapes.
And man, make sure y'all get it, Underground Volume 17.
Okay, tell me about the album.
So basically, like before 3 6 Mafia blew up, I was making volumes. I was making volume 16 was the last one. That was in 1994. And then we took them, I took my half, Juicy took his half. He was up to like volume 9. And we took our money, we took $4,500 and we made the first 3 6 Mafia album.
Lord Infamous and DJ Paul joined Juicy J's crew titled The Backyard Posse. But after things did not work out, DJ Paul took back control and formed 666 Mafia. Around 1994, the 666 Mafia were joined by Coops Danica, Gangsta Boo, and Crunchy Black, and rebranded the group as 3 6 Mafia. They released loads of albums and mixtapes over the years, usually produced by DJ Paul and Juicy J. The group began their own label, Hypnotized Minds, around 1997 and signed a lot of local artists including Project Pat, MC Mac, LA Chat, Little White, and Frasier Boy.
We started off, it was when there was 3 of us, and it was me, Lord Infamous, and Juice. And we was the 3, we was like the 3 Mafia there, we were known around like that. Then we got the other 3 members, we turned it into the 3 6 Mafia to try to keep that name, keep that same fan base. Okay. 3 6 Mafia like that, 3 6.
Oh, okay, alright.
People know us at our other little underground names too.
After the platinum success of the group's 4th album, 2000s, when the smoke clears, 66-61, Paul decided to go solo and release his debut album called Underground Volume 16 for the summer. It didn't do very well, peaking at number 127 on the Billboard 200. It consisted mainly of remastered tracks from one of his old mixtapes, with the features replaced by their label's artists. Over the years, DJ Paul and Juicy J racked up production credits on a lot of famous artists' albums. They worked on La Chat's Murder She Spoke, tracks on Ludacris's Chicken and Beer. They also worked with Mike Jones and Paul Wall.
So it was a Chinese man. He said, "God, have you ever cheated on your wife?" He said, "A little bit." So he gave him a camera, a little medium-sized car. He gave the first dude that never cheated on biggest, right? He gave the dude that cheated a little bit on camera. So the black dude came on. He said, "Black dude, have you ever cheated on your wife?" He said, "Every chance I get." And like for real, he gave him a dirty-ass Maverick, a regular car. So the black man said, "Fuck this." He rolled up in the Maverick. He pulled on the side of the dude in the Benz. And dude in the Benz was crying. He's like, "Nigga, what you crying for? You got a Benz, I got a Maverick." He said, "My wife just broke past me. She got a Maverick."
DJ Paul's work with the Mafia continued to find commercial success with 2003's The Unbreakables and 2005's Most Known and Known, which both peaked in the top 10 of the Billboard 200.
I gotta stay.
In this time, they also starred in and made the soundtrack for the movie's Choices, the movie around 2001, and its follow-up Choices 2, the setup around 2005. The group, then consisting only of Paul, Juicy J, and Crunchy Black, recorded the song It's Hard Out Here for a Pimp for the 2005 film Hustle and Flow.
You know it's hard out here for a pimp when he tryna get this money for the real.
The song was so successful that they got nominated for an Oscar.
We want to thank Keith Young, our choreographer.
Yes.
Man, help me out. Whole Sony Records, Lisa Ellis, our moms, our whole family.
Thank you, Jesus.
Selecto Hits for getting us a chance. The Academy, we love the Academy. You know what I'm saying? Gil Cakes. Everybody, man.
We love you.
Hell, I got plenty of time left. I don't know nobody else tonight. I want to thank everybody, man.
I was laying in bed and Jay called me. "Hey, we're nominated for an Oscar." I didn't really know what it meant, so I was like, "Let me call you when I wake up." I laid back down and I googled it and saw the gold, man. I knew what that was and that it was big. So I called him right back like, "We're nominated for this? For what?" Unfortunately, around 2008, they released just one more album called Last Walk. However, conflicts with Sony Music over their style drove them both to pursue other ventures. Before they left the music label though, Juicy J and DJ Paul became social icons for their work. After they won the Academy Award, the duo starred in an MTV show called Adventures in Hollywood, which documented their move to Hollywood. The 8-episode series ran for one season. The pair then wrote music and had cameos in Jackass Number 2 and Jackass 2.5, and DJ Paul then appeared in several reality shows like MTV Cribs, Punk'd, and WWE. The pair then collaborated to create their own fashion line called Dangerous Scandalous. Now around 2009, DJ Paul began to explore his solo career. He released a mixtape, his first since the Volume series, in the form of The Way In. He also launched his own record label called Scale a Ton Entertainment. His first release through the label was his sophomore album, which came out 7 years after his debut album. It was called Scale a Ton, and it peaked at number 157 on the Billboard 200. It featured 3 non-charting singles, namely Just Like That, You Don't Want It, and I'm Drunk, the latter 2 of which featured Lord Infamous. From 2009 to 2010, DJ Paul continued to focus on music, dropping the mixtape 2 Kill Again, and even taking a year-long hiatus from production. The mixtape was supposed to be a preview of his third album, however it never came out. Instead, he dropped a mixtape called Pray for Forgiveness with Ya Boy and Lil Lodi. 2011 was also a year when DJ Paul was inspired for his next entrepreneurial farage. He landed a spot on the VH1 cooking show Famous Food alongside 7 other celebrities, which included Juicy J. The whole point of the show was essentially that the 8 contestants had to work together to open up a restaurant, with the winner being awarded a stake in the business. This show eventually drew a little bit of drama at one point when DJ Paul threatened Ashley Dupree and told her he would slap the shit out of her.
You don't have kids. You didn't go to see no kids. You went to have sex.
No, let's
You went to have sex. Don't you tell me to shut up. I will smack the out of you. And I ain't playing shit. You touch me one more time. I let you slide the other day you touch me.
According to DJ Paul, the editors of the TV show decided to make him look negative and quick to fly off the handle. Naturally, the situation got slightly confrontational, but nothing happened thereafter, and Paul actually wound up winning the show. A bittersweet win, however, as the restaurant closed after 5 months of being open. The show was then cancelled after only 1 season. DJ Paul was not out of the kitchen yet. He then made a collection of barbecue seasonings and sauces around 2012 called DJ Paul Barbecue and started selling them. These sauces and seasonings are still available on their website. Production-wise, DJ Paul paired up with Juicy J once again to work with SNO and Project Pat around 2011 and Little B and Your Boy around 2012. In the same year, he released another mixtape called For I've Sinned, which was a prelude to his 3rd album. The album, titled A Person of Interest, came with a lot of material. It had a bonus DVD, a self-titled short movie, music videos, and behind-the-scenes footage. Unfortunately, the album was still a bit of a flop and spawned one non-charting single titled What I Look Like. Having developed a keen interest in food, Paul was attending none other than Gordon Ramsay's Hell's Kitchen in New York when he was arrested outside of the establishment just days before he dropped his 3rd album. Upon his arrest, the cops also found a taser in his back pocket, and he wound up being charged with misdemeanor weapons and open alcohol violations. DJ Paul was then sentenced to 21 years of community service. It turns out that DJ Paul was genuinely confused because he thought that tasers were on the same level as pepper spray. He was wrong.
Oh man, I was walking down the street. I was a block from my hotel. I went to this Thai restaurant. It was good as hell too. And I went to this Thai restaurant. Then I was walking back to the hotel, and I had a beer. I wasn't drinking out of beer, and it was covered. It was in a black plastic bag. But they looked at it, and I guess they knew it was a beer or wanted to check and make sure it was a beer.
In 2013, DJ Paul expanded his business ventures and became the spokesperson for a French alcoholic drink known as Scissor Liquor. He also dropped a couple of mixtapes, Clash of Titans with Drummer Boy, Black Fall with Yellow Wolf, as well as forming the DJ duo SIM or Sex is Mandatory. He also worked on the Yin Yang Twins' song Twerk. I tried to have my hands in a little of everything. Sometimes I actually shoot myself in the foot with it because I bite off more than I can chew. And you know, my manager always tells me to stop doing that. I try to do so much stuff. You know, I only get like 3 hours of sleep a day. So I go to bed like 7 in the morning and wake up at like 10 or whatever and go right back in it. During the daytime, I'm doing all my paperwork. I got a real estate company. I'm doing my stuff with my barbecue company. I'm doing my stuff with the Scissor Liquor company, and I'm doing my stuff with the clothing line Dangerous Scandalous. I'm doing my stuff with my own little line of stores that I have that sell other people's stuff. Man, all kinds of stuff. Towards the end of the year, Paul got close with his nephew once again, Lord Infamous, and the pair were discussing a follow-up album to one of their earliest pieces, Come With Me to Hell. Lord Infamous had a better idea though, and put forward the proposal to reunite the whole Mafia. The whole gang, minus Juicy J, teamed up as 5, rebranding again as the Mafia 6.
Well, in 2013, everybody except Juicy basically reunited, and you guys formed the Mafia 6.
Yeah, that had something to do with Paul and Juicy relationship. That didn't have nothing to do with the rest of the people. I did hear somebody say that Juicy said, why would he go back to that problem? You get what I'm saying? But I heard it from somebody. I didn't hear it from Juicy. You get what I'm saying? So therefore, I don't even believe the shit.
Around November, they released a mixtape called 6 Commandments, which was the first group release to be produced by DJ Paul without Juicy J. He released another solo album by the end of the year called Volume 16, The Original Masters. The album was a remastered version of his 1994 mixtape and missed the charts entirely. Undeterred and well on his way to a new Mafia era, Paul wasn't too stressed about the poor performance of his solo album and redoubled on his efforts on the group's project. Unfortunately, that's when disaster struck. Around 2013, Lord Infamous was discovered by his mother deceased on the kitchen table of her home. According to reports, Lord Infamous was making himself something to eat. He put his head down on the table and then passed out, dying from a heart attack in his sleep. He was only 40 years old at the time. I didn't really believe it at first. They was like Rick died. I was like, Ricky who? I don't know but one Ricky. I wasn't prepared to hear that. But at the same time I was kind of prepared because he was talking about it lately. He told me like 2 weeks ago. And I don't know if the doctors told him this for real or he was fucking with me. He was like, I got like 4 months to live. The doctor told me because of my kidneys started back up from the stroke. I was like, get out of here. Devastated by the loss, DJ Paul slowed down a bit around 2014. The Mafia then released the work they had done as a mixtape called Here's Some Evil and the album Watch What You Wish around 2015. But with the loss of Lord Infamous, the group slipped into an indefinite hiatus. They have not released any albums since then, although the group is still technically active and has released several singles since then. DJ Paul then continued doing production for other artists and appearing on TV, and around 2015 he dropped his next album called Master of Evil. 2016 followed a similar pattern to 2015. DJ Paul released 2 non-charting albums titled YOTS, Year of the Six Part 1 and Part 2, as well as the mixtape Mafia for Life. He released his next album around 2017 called Underground Volume 17 for the summer. And after this, he stepped away from making his own music for quite a bit. However, his next big break came when he produced a track for Drake called Talk Up, which is undeniably my favorite track off Drake's Scorpion.
10 of us, we moving as one.
Around 2019, DJ Paul dropped an EP called Power, Pleasure, and Painful Things and made a couple of beats for Gigs, Trippie Redd, Riff Raff, and Yelawolf. 2020 to 2021 saw him work with a bunch of artists like Lil Baby, Chief Keef, Dave East, and others. Now it's clear that despite being a heavy player in the hip-hop game, DJ Paul was not supposed to be a solo artist. Despite that, his influence on the industry as a whole is undeniable, and so was his contribution to crunk music. He was undeniably a successful entrepreneur, and I think that's where his true gift really is. When Lord Infamous died, DJ Paul's trajectory in the music industry changed, but that hasn't stopped the man from producing more and more music. On Spotify, DJ Paul has more than 2.8 million monthly listeners, and his most listened to songs are Scary Gary, PYS.
Let me explain something to you bitch ass niggas out there who got something to say about me not coming to Boo's funeral. Nigga, I paid for the funeral, ho. I'm on motherfucking tour, and even if I wasn't, I don't do funerals, nigga. The last time I was at a funeral, it wasn't nothing but a bunch of groupie ass motherfucking niggas up in that mother. Bunch of niggas that just want to come up and talk to me and all this old shit. Bitch ass niggas. Boo know how much I loved her. She know how much I know how much she loved me. Nigga, I ain't got nothing to prove to none of you punk ass, group ass niggas up in there. Cause it would be number about 4 or 5 motherfuckers in there if it wasn't for who I created. Nigga, what I created. The teenage girl that I found. Nigga, I'm the one who wrote Where the Dollars At Hook. Nigga, I'm the one who was writing and producing that shit. Yeah, she did her verses. She did some hooks. Juicy was doing beats. He was doing hooks. But I discovered her, nigga. I went to school with her. She went to school with me. Motherfucker, you niggas wouldn't be in that group ass niggas that's running up behind her ass because of what I did, nigga, what I created. And all you motherfuckers got something to say about, oh, look at her coffin, nigga. Her mama want her to be cremated like the rest of their family, nigga. What the we gonna spend money on a expensive ass coffin for when she finna get cremated? So y'all shut the fuck up, nigga, and go home. Go back to y'all motherfucking hoes, nigga. Itch. Mafia.
That's it for me. It's your boy Ali. What happened to DJ Paul in your opinion? Let me know down below. Video requests, be sure to let me know down below as well. Also add me on Instagram at Ali Talks Music. Till next time, peace.
Perfect.